So that's a little bit of a perk. Also, I'm still waiting on that third sub emote to get approved. It has been pending for like 2 days, so we we have the 4 of the other ones, but the other one is still pending. Don't know why it's taking so long. You know, obviously I can't really do anything about it, so it is how it is. You love the caveman one? Yeah, the caveman one's good. The next one's going to be Gaijin focused, I think. It should be pretty fun. I really like the speed of the sub essay. It's pretty fun. Ah yes, the classic laugh man. Oh god. Just downloaded Battlefield 1942, and the boys are setting up the Game Ranger. Nice. Battlefield 1942 is a wonderful game. Had a lot of fond memories of it. I believe I played it on Xbox, unless that was a different Battlefield. But there was like there was the 1942, and then there was like a more arcadey Battlefield, which was free to play on Xbox. I enjoyed both. Like both were very, very fun. Oh dear. Oh, we've got a problem here. I didn't think they were going to be that far across already. I'm not exactly sure what even is that far across, if I'm honest with you. But hopefully we can survive. That is our FP down. What fires that fast? I have no idea what that was. Just as a thing as well that I noticed, so if you look at the autoloader on the X-ray, not just here but in the bottom left, it actually tracks how many shots you fire. So if, let's say your autoloader is empty, you won't see all the ammunition in the back of the turret, which I thought was really cool. Do you know what the best way is to grind the American Air Tree in SL? I got only to rank 4. Just grind the Tech Tree normally in a realistic and you'll make SL. It's kind of as simple as that. Grinding, at least for me, grinding in a realistic and researching as I went, I never had any issues with SL. I always ground out more than I needed to use. The main problem I run into is when I started stacking like a premium vehicle with a premium time. That is when I was researching way too fast for the amount of SL I was making. So it was kind of like a... It was kind of like a blessing and a curse in a way. How did I not see that guy? It was as if he was invisible for me. That was kind of weird. But yeah, yeah, that's, yeah. Same with like the Swedish tree. Like playing through the Swedish tree, I had no issues with the SL. So the team's taking really defensive positions, which is fine, apart from we're getting pushed from absolutely everywhere. So defensive positions normally work pretty well, but we have no way in. Maybe that's what was shooting at me. Yeah, I think it was. It's got a nice digital camo in that thing. What's your opinion on the M47 in the US tree? A lot of people have told me it's not worth it. I've definitely not had a good time personally in it. One of the biggest issues that I have is that the vehicle itself has problems that no other American vehicle has. So it has -5 gun depression instead of -10, and pretty much every other vehicle in the US tree has a standard of -10. So that already puts it as a downgrade to a lot of others. The other thing is, when it comes to its stock grind, it has one of the worst in the game, alongside other machines, such as the M48. The reason for this is because it gets a standard AP shell which really doesn't pen enough and really doesn't do enough damage. It's not as bad as the M48's APCR shell standard, but it really sucks using it because you end up in a lot of situations where you can't pen what you're shooting at, and therefore you have to struggle until you get that HeatFS round, which is of course a rank 4 modification, and once you get that, you'll do a lot better, right? And you'll do okay with it. The problem is, are you willing to be able to get to that point? Are you willing to play through that machine and, you know, play through that machine? I don't know why it wasn't letting me shoot that. Like, are you willing to play through that machine and actually, you know, grind out those modules? Like with the M48, for example, which is a very similar grind, okay? So for the M48, I was grinding it out earlier. We'll probably go back to it once that, once I decide to, like, play it a little bit more. You know, maybe in a few weeks or so. And one of the main issues was, I was down, like, I was negative 20 in KD and awful win rate until I got that HeatFS, and now I'm nearly even. And it just shows how much the modifications matter on machines like those. And so the M47, when fully upgraded, is a pretty good machine. It's got speed, it's got traverse, it's got, you know, usability. The only real downside is its gun depression at that point. But it's, are you willing to get to that point? Are you willing to put yourself through hell in order to have bliss? And a lot of people look at that vehicle and they look at many others and they go, well, this vehicle won't put me through hell in order to enjoy bliss. So why don't I just play those vehicles? It's why a lot of vehicles such as the German ones are quite, you know, common, because they have decent stock shells. They generally have good maneuverability. You know, the Leopard 1 is a great example of this. So yeah, it's do you want to put yourself through hell to enjoy something, or do you just want a decent experience off the bat? That's the main issue with stuff like the M47. Do you know what's the best? Oh no, I've already answered that. But you got millions of SL. I got 200k. Yeah, and I got millions of SL from the way I just explained. I just ground through tech trees normally, and I always had more SL than I needed to spend. And one of the biggest issues a lot of people fall into when it comes to traps and things like that is they buy a top tier premium, or they start using mid tier premiums, and they end up making way more research than they actually get SL, and then they start running out. Thank you for the subscription, bud. That's very kind of you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Do you think the AMX-10RC would have stayed at 8.0 if it had a stabilizer? It is at 8.0. What do you mean? Like, you know. Oh, I'm in your game? Oh, fair enough. Are you battering us as the Germans? So it definitely feels like it right now. Hey, Missing Link, how you doing, bud? But yeah, I really wish they'd put in an AMX-10 with a stabilizer. I'm sure we'll eventually get an AMX-10 with a stabilizer. But, you know, it's still nice to have the vehicle. It's a pretty cool vehicle in terms of scouting. It's just not very good in terms of killing other things. And this map, you need like a vehicle that can at least trade with stuff, and the MX-10 doesn't really do it too well. Same for the M60, the stop APCR is garbage. Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of those American vehicles are, I think they're at rank 5, like they have the same issue. That's why the M103 was kind of a nice surprise, because the M103 doesn't have too much of a bad stock grind. Fortunately, I missed everything there. I still have 3 kills though with this thing, so I'm very happy with that. 20k off for the M48A2C. Nice one, keep it up. That one has a rough stock grind too. But, you know, once you get the good stuff, you get the good, so it's not too bad. This the same X 30 DCA really struggles with the idea of friend or foe. You know what I mean? There we go. That's 4 kills. Like, it's one of those AA which isn't too good at deciphering who to shoot at and who not to shoot at, you know what I mean? Sweden, grinding with my STRV 1030. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting vehicle. I've had a lot of funny times in those things. They're definitely improved compared to when they first released, so that's good. I've been grinding the modifications on and off, and I find it bounces a lot. The turret is definitely a very strong turret. Its mantler eats a lot. I wouldn't say I've run into it bounces a lot. I have run into the fact that the machine... Ooh. Ooh, okay, we're okay. I will agree that I haven't bounced that much, but I've definitely eaten a lot of shells. So I've eaten a lot of stuff like in the mantlet and things like that. You know, that new objective space tank on your team took me too many shots. Its whole aiming is bouncy. Oh yeah, yeah, it definitely is. Oh no, oh no, oh god, we're on the reload. Right, hopefully we can get this decapped. There we go. P61. It's also a helicopter. Is that an ally one? Yeah, it is. Hopefully we can reload quickly because he's coming around again. Come on. Get the reload going. Oh, that's the only problem with this AA. Come on. Oh no. Oh, it's a friendly. I should have probably known, otherwise he would have killed me. Fortunately we missed, but we took the zone. I'll take that. How long did it take you to get to the top BR tanks? I mean, I'm at rank 6 in every nation, so... If I really ground out hard and I use top tier premiums, so I got to the rank 5. I was able to research all of rank 5 Sweden, like get up to the top tier and you know, research them in about 5 days. So if I really push myself and use top tier premiums, I feel like I could maybe get to top tier in most nations in about 2 weeks. Obviously I haven't tested this, it's just based on, you know, general grinding. I think I could get to most nations top tier in aviation in about a week. Just, you know, using the knowledge I know and stuff. What I was going to do is, when the Swedish came out, we were going to do a bunch of streams, basically doing like optimum grinding. So optimum efficient grinding, you know, using boosters, using premiums, doing all that for the Swedish tech tree, and then working out, you know, how long you could feasibly do it. Like, and we were going to stream it all. But unfortunately, that didn't happen because, well, let's just say there were extenuating circumstances such as a global pandemic. So yeah, it was a little bit all over the place when it came to sorting stuff out. So instead, what we have is next time there's a tree come out, and not a naval tree or a helicopter tree, like either an aviation or a ground tree, I think I'm going to go hard to the paint and just play like, you know, solid, like maybe 15, 16 hour days, work the other rest, and then just do it like that. 5 days, calm down. So your video is up now, so I'm going to save that for later. Good stuff, bud. That's very kind of you. Well, I mean, it was like... So the update came out, and I streamed it all. So like it's on the Twitch, you know, you can see everything on it. It wasn't something that was too hard. It was maybe like, I don't know, it felt like 6 to 8 hours a day. I could have definitely gone a lot harder with it. But I will say that rank 1 and 2 Sweden really frustrated me, because this was before it had access to what is it? Before a lot of the lower tier Swedish vehicles had access to APDS, so they really struggled to use. It looks like our team is coming back. By the way, there was a changelog yesterday, and they made it so vehicles are easier to traverse now, so they're more maneuverable even without their modifications, so I'm really happy about that. I think that's an awesome change. Another change to make stock vehicles that little bit better compared to their spaded selves, I'm always a fan of. But yeah. Like, the thing is, like, I could be easily at the top of any nation if I wanted to be, if I just put more effort into it. But I much prefer, like, grinding the nations evenly. Like, you can see across the board, like, I don't really have a favored nation. It's more about, like, you know, just trying to experience each nation at each rank. F3D, I actually really enjoyed spreading that out. So, someone made some really cool user missions for the Phantom. And in order to play them, you had to have the Phantom ground out. And I hadn't had the Phantom ground out because I wasn't really interested in playing it. So I picked like the P80, the F3D, a lot of the lower tier jets, like the 7.0, 7.3s, and I played them. And I tell you what, I had a lot of fun playing the F3D in Air Realistic. Like, I thought it was actually a really good experience. Top tier isn't fun though? Well, yeah, that's why I don't really play it. Like, it's kind of as simple as that, you know? Like, I think the enjoyment of War Thunder is finding your own enjoyment. Like, finding the BRs that you enjoy, finding stuff that, you know, you like playing. This idea or the notion that, you know, you always have to push for top tier or you always have to push forward. No, that isn't the case. Find what you enjoy, play it. Even if it's like rank 1. There's a squadron I used to know. I don't know if they're still around, but there's a squadron I used to know. And what they did is they just played biplanes. The whole squadron just played biplanes, had a lot of fun, you know, played them at low tiers, and, you know, they would go and just play them and have fun. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, because War Thunder isn't, like, it is a competitive game, but it doesn't have, like, a ranking system or an elo system in its normal gameplay. You don't have to worry about, you know, getting to top tier or playing the bright shinies. Just find what you want. Enjoy it. You know what I mean? So that was nearly 10k, which is kind of crazy, but all because of the AMX-30. We got ourselves an ace, which was really nice. I think that's my first ace in the MX-30 DCA. And also, once again, a great first match. Oh yeah, we also had a booster on, so that definitely helped. Yeah, good stuff.